Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. It's the end of the camp. We need you to please clean up your tent space. Make sure you break it down appropriately. If you humped it in, hump it out, please. No trash left behind. And I think it's time for one final drink. What do you say, Clay?
Hey, I'm there with you, Chris.
All right, so
Cheers.
let's cheers.
I just need to hydrate.
Justin. I need to hydrate from the bourbon night.
That's fine. That's fine. So you got a little bourbon. I bourboned out. We had so much fun last night, and I'm just kind of, yeah. So I went with some beer, and I broke out some special stuff. So this is a
What is
double
that?
IPA. It's called Double Sunshine from Lawson's Finest, and Sip of Sunshine is like my number 2 of all time, which is just amazing double IPA, New England IPA. This is a double IPA. So sorry if you don't like a good dippa. This is hoppy and heady. So
Yeah, that's too much for me. I'm not an IPA. More on the malty side for me, but hey, I understand the appreciation.
it's all
I stick
good.
with ciders and fruity things. That's my jam.
A good
Nothing wrong with
cider.
that. I really like the Angry Orchard Rosé. It's actually like what I just had on draft in the in my kegerator. It's a great like summer drink. Now you're gonna make me want to go out and get a keg of it. Thanks.
Sounds like a good time though.
So Clay, what'd you think? Here we are, the end.
Yeah, this is, I mean, what were we? It just feels like 10, 15 minutes ago, Justin and you, all three of us were here welcoming everybody to the show and talking about
I
the
thought you were
schedule.
going to say it
and, like,
feels like yesterday. Feels like just yesterday we were welcoming people.
yeah, I just
Getting
can't believe
started.
it was just no. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, Chris, hats off to you, sir. This is true. I'm actually gonna make a toast to you right now because
Aw,
without you and the
Hear, hear.
entire crew, let's actually toast the entire crew because we have.
well,
let's
we can
talk
drink
about-
twice, Clay. You can just toast me, and then we can toast
That's
everybody, and it gives us more opportunities to drink. So that's fine. So
me
here,
at the top
thank
who
you.
organized this entire thing and made it all happen. Chris,
Thank you. Here.
Delicious. Yeah, I mean, just the amount of work that went behind the scenes to make this happen, the setup, the graphics, the schedules, getting interviews scheduled and set up and everything, the live plays, getting the staff together, the Discord server set up, all the technological things that had to happen without you, Chris. I mean, it's just incredible. Like, hats off to you. I mean, I'm just
Thank you,
blown
sir.
away. It is. The number of comments we've got, I mean, I'm just looking at the chat here too, and everybody has said some nice things about how the event was run. Basically, the volunteer staff. I mean, Tim.
Yeah,
we're-
Tim and Josh put together an amazing
They
crew.
did. Yeah, I've
We're
heard
very
nothing
fortunate
but
too.
good things coming out of the demos.
Yeah, Tim, thank you. Josh, thanks for jumping in there as well and just getting everybody together. The demo staff. I mean, the number of comments I have received about the demo staff and how welcoming and just awesome they were explaining games and just getting people into that right mindset has just been off the chart. I mean, I feel like this is like the best demo crew we've ever had, and just
Right.
the
Yeah.
feedback is awesome. So
Yeah, and and so quick toast to the entire crew, Tim and crew. There's some
Well,
awesome people in there.
We're forgetting one final person and a major
who's that?
key
There's
player,
one extra
Alex.
person, yeah.
And we cannot forget Alex. for
Oh, I was
doing
saving
the
him all
walkthrough.
for himself, but he's
Oh yeah, you want to do one for him?
I think we should because
That's 3 drinks. I'm cool with that.
yeah, if there's somebody who like was the person I went to, it was Alex. Like if I had a question, if I needed a thing, the man was there, like all the time. So I and that is literally my first time interacting with Alex. I'd never met him up until we started working on this con, and he just did an awesome job. So thank you. I mean, of course, why would I expect anybody associated with you, Clay, not to be awesome? Like let's be clear here, because
And let's not forget those videos. I mean,
oh
ridiculous.
All the videos for the games. Like Alex has been doing phenomenal videos for all of our games. I mean, on our website now, we've got little teaser videos that are like 1 minute long, and it just gives
Yep.
you that what's inside the box, and that way you can just see how the pieces move on the game board, and the voiceovers, the filming, the cinematography of it. Even the little Curious Cargo bumper, it's like a short film of the little forklifts, you know, racing down there. I just every time Alex sends a video, I'm like, what's it gonna be? I'm excited, and like it's just the innovation there is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
Alex, man, absolutely love everything that you're doing. Thank you so much. Tim, thank you, thank you, thank you. Josh, everybody, you all have been completely amazing. I'm just blown away. So
Yeah.
thank you.
You also had a great group of designers that were around helping out and chatting. Like, you know, we saw Travis Hill this afternoon. You know, Ryan Courtney's been around. Tim Kaiser's been around. Tim Cole's worn that hat too. It's been great to see, you know, everybody interacting with everybody.
Yeah, I'm just so let's cheers to the entire staff, everybody that just kind of behind the scenes made all this happen. Cheers, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And then, you know, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't thank our hosts and our special guests for all the playthroughs, because the Brawling Brothers were in a class by themselves. They've never done this, and we just kind of sprung it on them because they're super fans, and like they crushed everything they touched. They were Hulk smash. It was great.
Did Hulk smash it? I mean, the entertainment value with Brawling Brothers, just the quality, everything that they do is great, and it's just what a great crew. I mean, they're just so fun to hang out with. Jordan's great. She's got some witty comebacks. Man.
Oh yeah,
you got to be careful. They'll get you.
It's quick. It is quick and sharp.
Yeah, and Brandon and Josh.
All of the content creators that came on, you know, spent some time with us this weekend, either, you know, just to be on the bourbon night or to do some of the live plays. It was great seeing everybody come together within the board game industry and really have a good time. So
yeah, it was a great variety. It was a lot of fun. Like, I definitely agree. And a lot of them, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them were up way early. Like we just kind of, I didn't really book. Like, again, this was something Alex kind of helped out with a ton, but we were booking a couple people for the 10 a.m. slots, and you know, they're like, yeah, we'll do it. No idea they were on Pacific time, so it's like a 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. call that they got to be on to get that 10 o'clock. That's why that Play Over Nature was a little quiet this morning. I think everybody was a little sleepy.
Oh yeah, like that didn't click. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome.
Now, Clay, you wanted to call out a couple like special people from the Discord that you saw running around being super helpful. One that we already called out, and I'll just call her out again, is Susie Dancer. She's worked with me in the past, and she was just like, she was like an honorary capstone cadet, because she was just kind of everywhere. And
just helping out. I mean, any questions? You know, just making everybody feel welcome.
Huge.
Susie was awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So
absolutely. So you have a couple others. So I'll let you bring that up. Let me get out of the way here. Whoop.
Yeah, so I want to talk about Lizzie Gav and Chelsea on the Discord server, just helping out, and just any kind of help people needed. You would jump in there and get them in the right direction, get them in the right channel, help them out. Just any kind of advice that you gave was just incredible. So Lizzie Gav and Chelsea, I just want to extend an extra thank you for helping out. And just being really awesome in the chat and the Discord, and very welcoming. So if you want, please email Justin, Justin at capstone-games.com, and just pick a game, any game you want. Cooper Island, Maracaibo, and or if there's something else that you'd like, I mean, I'm happy to send it to you. Again, just email Justin, and we'll get that shipped out to you as a special thank you. So, yeah.
Yep,
Same to
just
you,
shoot me
Susie,
what
as
you
well.
what you want, and yeah, just shoot me what you want and your shipping address, and we'll turn around and get that out to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. I mean,
Yeah.
they were literally awesome. There's, of course, all the demo people were great, but just every now and then you just get some people in the community are just like super. They're just
It's helpful, you know.
yeah,
It's really
they're just
nice.
doing that thing.
Good people. It's good people. So,
Yeah. So you need to come up with a good title for that. The capstone cadets. I don't know. There's something. Just honorable
That'd be
mentions.
some camp thing. I don't know. This whole camp theme is pretty cool too. Like, and in the Discord, you had the text or whatever, the mood setting in the morning. It was just like, it's cool to wake up to and just read it, and kind of get you in the mood. And it's just little touches like that. So
It was funny when we were talking about names for it, kind of put out a quick little list of options for it, right? And like initially we just kind of called it the retreat, like the capstone retreat. And then we kind of came up with, Camp Capstone, and everybody, like I think it was like 6 people, just camp, and then that was it. It was done.
it was great. I mean, even the graphics and everything, it just flowed so well. So that's pretty good.
Awesome.
But yeah, so Chelsea, Lizzie, Susie, just email Justin and we'll hook you up as an extra special thank you. So
Yeah, and then speaking of emailing me also, and on how everything went, anybody can shoot me an email if you have some positive or negative feedback. We had a great time, so hopefully if everybody else did, that maybe we could do this in the future again. So any positive or negative feedback that you have that you want me to know, that I can pass on to other people, shoot it to me, and we'll go through it. So
Yeah. And so two quick points on that too is if you are a happy camper, we're probably going to send out an email in the next day or two that'll have a form for you to fill out so you can get your happy camper prize pack. And one of the questions is going to be, did you order anything, just so that we can if we can consolidate it, we will. So that way.
yeah, get the order number, your Capstone Games
Yeah.
website order number.
Yep.
Put that in there so we can organize it.
Yeah, and then also we'll send a survey to everybody who had a ticket as well. It'll just be a quick survey, just kind of what you like, what you didn't like, what do you want to see next year, what was great, and what can we work on, or
oh yeah, so don't email me.
Well,
Just fill out the survey.
You can do that
No
too.
one email. Everybody email Justin.
Never
right
mind.
now.
Yeah.
Do not
Send him a
email
message
me.
like, hi. That's
Fill
it.
out the survey.
No subject. Hi.
No, you can do either. So
Well, I mean, we have over 700 tickets were sold, so that's a lot of people. I don't know if you want that
yeah,
many emails.
so
coming to you.
email Tim at capstone-games.com.
Nice. Awesome.
But yeah. Man, that was an awesome event. Like Renature, I think, was a big surprise. A lot of people were interested in seeing what that was going to be like and how that played. And I think there was a lot of positive buzz about that one. So really excited to get that one to market. Curious Cargo and New York Zoo as well. So all of them are pretty much played really well. So
Yeah, it seemed everything converted pretty well over to TTS or Tabletopia, so I didn't see many issues at all that people were having.
somebody
Yeah.
just put rest in peace Justin's inbox.
Somebody's setting up a filter tomorrow. You know it. Nice. But this was fun. So real quick, let's just bounce back and forth a little bit. I'm going to start with you, Justin. So what was one of your favorite things that you enjoyed consuming? I mean, let's be honest. You're a Capstone employee. It's not like this is anything new. But what was like the most fun for you to kind of partake in?
Uh, I think definitely for me, and I mean, overall, I had a blast doing everything. But I think the best thing for me is I love the process.
Hmm.
I love seeing new things. I love hearing about people's process. So, getting to speak with the game designers like Ryan and Oda, and getting to hear what their process is, and even graphic designers. So Ian and those all those interviews with the board game industry people were probably my favorite thing to consume.
Cool.
So getting to hear that thought process and getting to peek behind the curtain, which a lot of people don't get. Clay and I get to demo a ton of different prototypes and games, and even then, even if it's something we're not picking up, getting to see what people come up with and how they're trying to make it work and discuss with them what we think works, and getting to play with that. We had a great time in Grand Con. I'm not gonna talk about what it was, but there was a really cool game in Grand Con that we had a lot of fun messing around with, and that really sparked my interest in getting into those demos and peeking behind the curtain. So I would think that that's probably my favorite portion of it so far.
Awesome. Awesome. Clay, what about you, sir?
I don't know how you top that, man. That's pretty damn good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is definitely an aspect I like, and I will always love that kind of stuff. That's a really well said. As far as I mean, because yeah, I would like to say the same thing as Justin, but I guess more literally, I guess the Brawling Brothers Bourbon Whiskey Night was fun. Just had a blast there. I'm looking at the schedule right now, but I enjoyed the wheel tapping conversation we had. I thought with Tim and Travis on there, Tony and you, Chris, we had a pretty deep conversation about the Iron Rail series and what that's all about, what our goals are, and how we're trying to kind of break down some barriers and just what we're doing with those games to get them out there to people. And that conversation was pretty deep, and it was nice to talk about that, because when we put out a product, none of those words that we spoke of at the show come with the game. It's how does the customer perceive the game when they get it, and it's up to us to put that information on there and let the game speak to them. So being able to actually say this is what we're trying to do with it was really nice to have that conversation. So I think the games are kind of speaking that same language as well, because they're very successful so far. But yeah, the whole thing was awesome, though. I mean, really what Justin said, just getting in the designer's mindset and seeing what they're coming up with is a really solid takeaway too. So.
Cool. For me, I kind of have two. You kind of mentioned the Bourbon Night. So I tried things that I've never tried before with your convention, and I've run others, so I have a little experience, but I'd never tried the massive Zoom call. It was 16 people on it, and then also broadcasting it, dealing with chat, and having probably way too much to drink all at the same time. And that was, I think, epic. And it really, Clay, it took me back. I was not lying when I said that all that was missing was, you getting a piggyback ride from Connor, because literally it felt like that first night, with Kentucky Mike, bringing all these awesome bourbons to the night, and us getting. You remember the little three brothers that we got to try? That was just amazing, and things like
Quick
that.
Note on that. I had a favorite drink. It was Michter's US 1, and I'm like, this is going to be the best bourbon in the entire night. It's going to be awesome. And I had his three brothers, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good.
It's legit.
And then I immediately did a taste comparison. I was like, this Michter's is like water. It's not very good. It's horrible.
80 proof, babe. It's just 80 proof. So that was legit. That's what it felt like. But so that was my favorite moment. But one of my biggest surprises was the spotlights we did. Like, you know, so Clay and I recorded them on Friday afternoon. Like, literally, New York Zoo showed up at 1. We were recording at 1. Like, it was tight, boys and girls. And, dude, we just knocked them out. It was so much fun. And I think it was great to show people, you know, Tabletop Simulator is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's good to show people gameplay, but to see the bits, to see the production and see all that stuff, that was next level stuff right there. And the demo team was upset because people were canceling demos. But I'm like, but they saw a live play, they saw a spotlight, and they said, give me the game. Like, they didn't need to demo it because they already knew they loved it. So
It did its job. Yeah, you got a good point. And I think that'll go right into with this tabletop simulator. Yeah, honestly, I mean, we were talking with we just got done with New York Zoo with Anthony and Francis from Ant Lab Games, Neelan from Board Game Barrage, and Sarah Shaw with their 1-minute videos that are awesome on Facebook. And Anthony goes, "This was my first time finishing a game completely on Tabletop Simulator," and I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of hitting the nail on the head. It's not really the same as playing in person." And so next year, what I'd like to do is do this in person and have it in Cincinnati. And I'm right now I'm just looking, like Justin and I are looking around Cincinnati area at some venue places. And so, you know, if with coronavirus and everything going on, hopefully by 1 year from now, 1 year and a couple months from now, that's all behind us. Hopefully, we can actually have this event and have people come out. That would be awesome.
It would be. It would be. I would be ecstatic for that. But I think, you need to get on the AOA website and you need to make sure that there is a legit campsite nearby. So if people want the true authentic version.
Oh, there are plenty of campsites around Ohio you could do.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, we've been to so many of them.
That's awesome.
Family vacations, yeah.
Yeah.
There is
for those who don't know, Clay is also my cousin, so we have done several family vacations out to these state parks around. So
you know what's funny is there's a small convention near me, it's probably about half an hour away, and they do like a meeples and s'mores where it is a camping board game convention, and I'm kind of like, that's stupid. Why would I ever go to that? I kind of want to go now because I kind of talked myself into it.
It would be so fun. I mean, just hanging out in person and the games are different. I mean, it's just awesome when you can actually feel the pieces.
Sure, absolutely.
We've said that millions of times throughout every tabletop simulator. We always bring it up, but yeah, we'll get there. So
we will.
Yeah, and of course, we don't want to leave out the people that may not be able to make the trek over to Cincinnati. So we'd like to still have some sort of online presence for everybody, so that they could participate and still hang out with us and stuff like that. So we'll see how everything works out, and hopefully we can get everything together and be able to see everybody next year.
Yeah. Well, you know a guy, so we can make stuff happen.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. There's plenty of hotels with big spots. I mean, that's going to be something that we'll look at, but
cool.
Yeah.
Anything surprise you guys? Anything kind of come out and go, whoa, I was not expecting that?
The quality of this show, how smooth it was.
That's true.
I mean, I wasn't fishing here, okay?
No, that was very surprising. I think just the whole process leading up to it, I didn't have as much involvement as everybody else in this company when it came to Camp Capstone, and I did not. I mean, without having as much involvement, I did not stutter getting into it. I was being led by the hand around to certain places with no issues. So awesome. the smoothness of everything in the demos and how well everybody did with that was so surprising.
Cool.
But a pleasant surprise.
Awesome.
I even put in the Discord in the staff cabin. I was like, guys, demoing. There's probably going to be some hiccups and stuff along the way. Just kind of roll with it. It's our first show, and I think that I really didn't even need to say that because it was awesome. So
yeah, Tim again, just to call him out, did a great job for like the couple weeks leading up. Tim got Josh on board early, and then the two of them just got everybody through the paces very quickly on. This is how we're going to demo. This is the system. This is how we're going to wait list, and just kind of got it all out there very, very quickly, and did a great job. Excellent. Awesome. So there's questions, Clay. Like, is the Discord server going to stay alive?
I would love it to. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great way to drop some teasers in there, because for Imperial Steam, which I don't remember when I talked about that. Maybe I don't even remember when we talked about it sometime. It's Alexander Humer's next game, and Andreas Resch is always dropping me bombs with these like graphics and hey, here's something cool. What do you think? And it's like, I want to show people how to, and it's like hard to hold it in. So maybe I can slip that in the Discord and stuff.
Yeah, just stay tuned to Discord. You may get a little sneak previews or teasers randomly in there. And
what it will do is it will change a bit because right now it's kind of in camp mode, so we'll kind of re-streamline it and kind of close down camp to just the the main bunkhouse for the non-camp times, but going to Essen and things like that, having your own Discord server and being able to, blow it back up again during those events is also very handy because it's a great way to kind of have a nice captive audience. So I see no reason to stop it.
Yeah, it's free. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Let's definitely keep it going.
Absolutely. And we'll leave some voice channels up there too. So if people want to use them for their own private games, we'll have some open gaming voice channels so y'all can use them and share your videos and do whatever you want to do. I have a feeling, potentially, you could also see like maybe Ryan Courtney testing a game in there potentially. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I could totally see him doing that. Not saying he will, but he totally could.
He talked a lot about his new games and the design and development thing yesterday. So, yeah, that'd be cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
So, speaking of which, do we have a plan for how long we're going to keep games up on Tabletopia and Tabletop Simulator?
I think for the most part, they're just going to be there, assuming like Feuerland's okay with New York Zoo and Deep Print's okay with us still showcasing the Tabletopia mod. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big proponent of it. I mean, it's great to have it on there so you can test it out and see if it's for you. So,
yeah. What you may see because Clay, you deal with a lot of relationships, so there may come a time when physical print copies hit the market, and they might pull back those Tabletopia permissions and things like that at that point. Yeah. So, don't be surprised if they go away in the future, people. But use them while you can.
Point.
Especially for the pre-order period, we'd like you to try it out and see how it feels. So,
for sure. Awesome. What else, boys?
I'm just blown away with just how awesome everybody was. Still, it's literally like I did not expect it to go this smoothly. So I'm happy, and yeah, I'm
awesome. Well, what do you say we kind of break it down here, and I'll let you two guys sign off. Thank you all from the producer room. I'm gonna have a nice big beer. I'd say on the deck, but it's raining, so that's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna chill somewhere. It's gonna be somewhere in a very comfortable chair. So take it away, gents. Send us home. Have a good night. Drive safe, please. It's nasty out there. And again, if you didn't clean up your campsite, please be sure to do so. Don't leave anything behind. Smokey the Bear says, douse all your fires. Make sure everything's out. And whoever used the lake to bathe in last time, your shampoo bottle is in there. So, and somebody wake up the Brawling Brothers because they're still in their tent.
It's time to go. Yeah, Justin, why don't
All right,
you wrap up?
well, that's a big thank you again to Chris. He's done so much behind the scenes. So everybody give a round of applause to him. And then I think we have some pretty exciting stuff to talk about coming up.
Yeah, so we before we actually officially close, there's one more thing we want to share with you guys. A brand new announcement. It's going to be Alexander Pfister's next game called Cloud Age, and this is coming this fall with pre-orders opening this week. We're going to be look out for a newsletter on Tuesday, but I just want to share with you a special graphic and yes. So this is the new game from Alexander Pfister. It's Cloud Age. We're partnering with Nanix Games. One of Alexander Pfister's closest friends started this business in Austria, so we're fortunate to partner with them. This is a speculation game with resource and hand management where you're going to be having this airship that you can upgrade, but you're looking down on this Earth that's kind of like this post-apocalyptic world, and there's this innovative card sleeve mechanism where you're going to be choosing which area you want to scavenge for resources, but you can't really see the entire area, so you got to kind of pick and choose where you want to go. There's a lot more game into it, but you'll reveal the card out of the sleeve, and that's what's going to be there. So you might be like, oh no, I thought there was going to be more water there, but there's not much. But there's like a little treasure chest you can open up to see what kind of goods you're going to get in there. But Chris was fortunate to sit down with Alex Pfister and have a conversation. So
very fortunate.
Yes.
Yes. Not many get to.
Yeah. Right. So, but yeah, we'll see you guys next year. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. You thought we were done with the interview series for Camp Capstone, but I'm here to tell you we're not. I am joined today by Alexander Pfister, one of my all-time favorite designers, who's actually going to join us today to talk about what you may have just heard about in the last closing ceremonies, which is Cloud Age. Well, welcome, Alex. Thanks so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm fine. Hello, and thank you. It's great to be here and talk a little bit about my new game.
I'm so excited. There are a few designers I might run out and get when sight unseen. I don't need to see it. I just know it's going to work that way. And sir, without gushing too much, you are certainly one of them. Great Western Trail is an all-time favorite and sees a lot of play in this house with my wife and I. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm honored to hear this, of course. Yeah, but I just recently somebody on Twitter said, okay, they want to get this and that game from me, and I told him, okay, please still inform yourself if you like the games. My games are very different, so I don't want to be responsible if somebody buys a game blindly and doesn't like it.
Well, let's do a little due diligence then, because right now all I really know about Cloud Age is the artwork for the cover is gorgeous. It is a completely beautiful game, and I'm really excited to hear what it's about, because you kind of shocked everybody with Blackout Hong Kong. That was a very cool kind of theme and take on, what could have been a very, generic theme, but it was very interesting. So what exactly is Cloud Age going to be themed around?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the theme of Cloud Age because I think there's an interesting story behind this. So Cloud Age, 15 years in the past of Cloud Age, there was an organization, they called themselves Cloud, and they attacked most oil facilities worldwide. And this led to environmental catastrophe,
Okay.
and this it changed the climate, and we live now in a world without oil, and water became a very scarce resource. And so now we fly with our airship from cities to city, and we gather resources, we fight this organization, and yeah, we try to improve the world and search for better living.
Wow, that's a lot to ask from a game. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, I wanted to have an interesting story, not that that negative. So it's not that the whole world is burning or something like this. Yeah,
Right.
it's we try to improve the world. It's we fly above dried out landscape, and water is scarce, but still there is some hope. And hopefully, in the end of the campaign, we will be able to improve the world and, yeah, change the climate a little bit.
Interesting. So you dropped a few hints. I hear some resources. I hear campaign. What are some of the core mechanisms of this game? Does it resemble any games you've made in the past or build on them?
Yeah, the core data is 1 to 4 players and 90 minutes. So it is not that complex as, for example, Maracaibo
Okay.
or Great Western Trail. It's a step underneath, but I think it has almost as much depth in the game and decision and crunchy decisions than these more complex games, but less rules. So I hopefully more people will even be able to play this game and like this game as, for example, Maracaibo or Great Western Trail. It will have a lot of cards. It's again with about 200 cards in
Oh
the
wow.
game, and they have powers, different powers, and so on. You know them from, for example, Maracaibo. And so I'm a big fan of cards, all the different cards and powers and your engine building and so on. Yeah. So I think almost every game for me has cards in it. Yeah, Port Royal, Blackout Hong Kong, Great Western Trail, Mombasa,
Right.
all have cards in them. And this is no exception.
But do you find like cards help you build in a lot of variability in the gameplay? Like things can change a lot and there can be a lot of randomness, but within this small set?
Yeah, that's completely right. Uh, I like cards because I can keep the rule set low, and put additional possibilities onto the cards, and you just read them. So you have the rules here, but you don't have to explain them at the beginning of the game. That's the reason why I like cards so much. You have these fantastic illustrations you can put on the cards. You put them down. You have a sort of randomness, but not six sides like on a dice, but far more cards. You have a small puzzle in your cards. You have, for example, 7 cards, and you have to choose which card to play and which to discard. So I think there are so many possibilities cards offer, that's the reason why I'm such a big fan of them.
It sounds great. Now, are you going to incorporate like a lot of deck building in this one, or is it a little looser? Like deck building in the Great Western Trail is kind of a key. You need to have you're building your deck. Either it's small and light cow deck, or it's very fast and thick, or is it more of these are just actions you're taking and everything's available? Are you working in between there?
You said it correctly, Chris. It's a little bit like Great Western Trail.
Okay.
So these cards, it's not a big deck building game. It has a little deck building mechanism, but it's not the main focus.
Okay.
You start with a navigation deck, and whenever you visit a city, you get a new card in your deck, and you can choose between cards with a high number, which would correspond in Great Western Trail with a valuable cow card, or you
Okay.
can choose a card with a low number, but you get a lot of water with this card, which gives you a one-time benefit.
Excellent. I'm super excited about this. And one of the things you brought with Maracaibo was, you brought a story mode, kind of a campaign mode would help kind of change play throughout the event. Did you try to bring anything like that to this Cloud Age, or is that kind of just for Maracaibo?
No, I'm a big fan of telling a story within the game because it pulls the player into the game, and especially with Cloud Age, I think the story is so interesting that people want to know more about the story. So people are interested in the story, and I use the campaign also to add new elements into the game. Like I did in Maracaibo, there are legacy tiles you place on the board and which carry over from game to game, and they depend on your decisions you made. So sometimes some legacy tiles go into the games, others don't, and so on. So the game the campaign has several uh, features or reasons I incorporated. One is telling a story. The next thing is changing the game state of each game. And maybe the third thing is that we have, yeah, that there's a story you can learn about.
It sounds exciting. I cannot wait. One of the things I haven't got to play the campaign mode with Maracaibo yet, and we want to. It just hasn't come up. Every time we go to play it, it's just like, oh, we'll just play the standard setup, and I'm like, but come on, like let's go. I think there's so many tiles in the bag that we have not used because we don't go into the story mode, but. I hope to be able to change that soon. And my wife, all she wants to play is Great Western Trail. Like that's just her game. She loves that to death.
But that's also something I'm proud of, because there's several campaign games on the market, and after you played the campaign, it's finished. Yeah,
Right.
for them, you don't want to play it again. So I'm proud that people say, "Oh, I'm happy and satisfied with just playing the base game, the scenario, and I don't need the campaign." And that's the reason how I made it. You don't have to play the campaign to have to
Right.
experience the whole game, and it will have the same incorporation as it has in Maracaibo. So you can play the campaign, or you just play a certain scenario. And if you don't like the story mode, you will be able to discover the same legacy tiles and the same features without playing the campaign.
Great, which was going to be my next question, because obviously that's important to a lot of people who may not be able to play all the time with the same group. But I would also point out you don't need the same group to continue to play the same game. It's not like you have characters you're taking through. You could just progress your own copy through the storyline if you wanted, the way you've built it. Does that make sense?
That's perfectly correct. Yes, I'm a player as well, and I know how difficult it is to get the same group of people together all the time. And 15 and 20 times. So first thing is I wanted to keep the campaign shorter. So it is only 6 chapters to play,
Okay.
and then it's there to introduce new things. So I really advise to play the campaign because the first chapter is very easy to play, and it is fast. It's a one turn shorter, and
Mhm.
after you played it, you go to the second chapter, which adds something new, and then you go to the third chapter, and the third chapter is already more or less the main game, yeah, where you experience the full game with all the possibilities. Yes, and the next 3 chapters are telling a story, adding legacy tiles there, and then yeah. But you can also play the scenario. You can play an easy scenario, which is about chapter 1, and the normal scenario, which is the main game, and the complex scenario, which introduces a lot of legacy tiles.
Excellent. I am super excited. When Clay told me, I was only one of 2 people in the United States who know about this, so you and I could have this conversation, and I can't wait to finally talk to people about it because I'm very excited for it. And thanks for continuing to make great games.
Thank you. I will, and I'm pretty sure that people will like this one a lot because you will find all those things that I make, like cards and so on. So
Hmm.
people enjoying Blackout Hong Kong, Maracaibo especially, they will probably, or I'm sure they will like this game as well. But I think that also people who are not so much into these heavy and complex games and
Hmm.
3-hour games, they will enjoy it because it is playable in 90 minutes, and you can play different scenarios and easy ones. Yeah.
Right. Now, you did something great with the expansion for Great Western Trail. It's one of those expansions that I refuse to play without it. I love the options it adds. And I just went, when we played it last time, I went full train. I just went engineers all the way. And I had a blast just running around the top and getting my train all the way to the end. It was so much fun. Are you planning anything like that for Maracaibo yet, or is that still kind of in the works, or are you not thinking about expanding it?
No. I'm working on an expansion right now. Still some weeks,
Okay,
and hopefully, it will make it in the first quarter of next year.
that's exciting. I can't wait to see what it brings because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So, is there anything else you want to tell us about?
Yeah, I can tell you some things about the expansion. Not,
Oh,
of course,
excellent.
all the details, but we will have asymmetric upgrades. So every player has a different upgrade,
Ooh.
and so that I think that will be a lot of fun for people. It will add new legacy tiles, new story. It will add new cards. So I think people will really like it, yeah. And I hope it will make it to the US in the first quarter of next year. Uh, I heard from the factory that, they are booked out until the end of this year.
Wow.
And so many games are now ordered, and
Excellent. Well, I definitely can't wait for that to come either then because I, I just can't get enough of these systems. I really, really enjoy them. So, is there any other projects on the horizon that you're excited about that you can talk about?
Not really. Yeah, the
Okay.
last weeks and months, I invested almost my whole time in Cloud Age to make it finished. Yeah, and to deliver the best possible game for the customers.
Uh, they've all been hits for me so far, so I really look forward to it. So, you know what? Thank you so much for taking some time out of your evening, Alex, to talk with us about this. This is super exciting. I can't wait till this hits the shores. This is going to be great, and it's already looking gorgeous.
Thank you very much. I think Christian, the illustrator, did a fantastic job, and yeah, and the new publishing company also looked very hard that everything works well and so on.
Excellent. Can't wait. This is going to be exciting. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Alex, for joining us tonight. This has been a lot of fun. There you go. That's our wrap for Camp Capstone, and I hope you all enjoyed it very much. So thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us next time. And be safe, be kind, and have a great night.